Have this PDF with you? Have you read along for the Search for Sri Krishna before with us?
Sorry, I couldn't hear what.
Okay, do you have the PDF for this book today that we're reading, the Search for Sri Krishna?
No, I don't have the PDF.
That's okay. Why don't
I guess
we?
I need to download the PDF.
Yeah, let's get that for you.
Do you want me to do that, Jenna, or have you?
You have quick access.
Okay, so we'll just quickly go to.
I'm just going through our old messages.
Yeah, it may already be there. So ebooks. Okay, so I'll throw it into the chat.
Thank you. Maybe for the future, maybe you could send me
So that link there will take you straight to the book, and then yeah, Bhakti. Service is the constitutional nature. Everyone is serving. That's the thing. So, worship, service. Everyone's worshiping actually in their own way. So many things: money, relationship, state, job, money. They're in surrender or in like connection with, meditation on. It's just what we meditate upon. Did that download okay, Rohit Prabhu?
Yes, I got the link. I just opened it.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, well, I'll chant some mantras to glorify and invoke the mercy of the great teachers to help us in our shifting through the stages. Om Aginatamandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmalatam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Kavavashtasapurakam Guru Ganadashishu Sambhushitam Chencha Smashtavena Nipunam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Udvalam Bharatunam Bhaktan Vitam Shandarim Vande Vishvagurun Devi Bhagavat Pranohi Bichupadam Devam Devitunam Suchandavanam Balaki Chalanchitam Sandvananda Param Sarakavanam Balaki Vitam Bodhim Sri Siddhantanam Sabhaktalashitam Sarasvatanam Varam Vandetam Shavaram Manikasanam Vishishvaram Sridharam Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutalai Swami Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupadaya Te Namaha Guravagnam Shirashitra Shakya Vaishasvarupane Hari Krishna Mantrina Prashchita Prachitanane Vispachara Pavayara Devakarandamurtaya Shri Bhagavata Madhya Gitigana Pradayane Gaura Shirupa Shidanta Saraswani Nishevane Radha Krishna Varamboja Brangaya Gurave Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sandhavayavacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Dandavat Panchatattva. This mantra will save the world. Maha mantra. Yes.
I'm happy to take a first.
What was the page again? Sorry.
Yeah, 162.
162.
We've started it, but I don't think we got there.
Jungle of Sounds. Is that the?
Yeah.
That might be what it's starting at the top of. Maybe I don't think we got up to Jungle of Sound, so maybe just do the little section before maybe the Jewels of the Vedas, just to recap.
Oh yeah, true. On page 160.
Yeah.
Is anyone else feeling inspired to read? I'm happy to take the first couple of pages if anybody wants to jump in after that.
You can start off, Jane.
Thanks, sweetheart. Jewels of the Vedas. Only a particular group of liberated souls worship the holy name, not everyone. Srila Rupa Goswami has written in his Namastakam. Nikila Shruti Mauli Ratna Mala Dyuti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Ayimukta Kular Upasyamanam Paritastvam Harinama Samshrayami. O holy name, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet are eternally worshipped by the glowing effulgence radiating from the gemmed chapters of the Upanishads, the crest jewels of the Vedas. You are eternally adored and chanted by great liberated souls like Narada and Sukadeva Goswami. O Harinama, clearing myself of all offenses, I take complete shelter of you. Rupa Goswami says that so many liberated souls worship the holy name of Krishna, offering their respects from all sides. He explains that the greatness of the holy names may not be found in the ordinary scriptures, but if you study all of them as a whole, you will find the very spirit of the holy name. Ordinary people may not find this in their study, but there are those who can collect the real substance, the real purpose from those vast writings, and detect the greatness of the holy name as the whole purpose of all the main Vedic scriptures. Big.
So, yeah, so the essence of all Veda, all wisdom, is ultimately to bring us to the conception of the Godhead, Radha Krishna, the divine couple. So Maha Mantra is, all Veda is contained within Maha Mantra also. That's why it's made so simple in Kali Yuga. Just chant Maha Mantra in connection with the Dara, the current, under the guidance of a good, proper, living guru in the lineage, and then everything will be revealed because it's descending. So yeah, everything in Maha Mantra, everything will be revealed. And then, so not only Maha Mantra, but Prashadam, Scripture, Dham, India, the Vaishnavas, the service, there's so many things that will support. But the fundamental foundation of all of our services is the worship of the holy name in the Kali Yuga. Yeah, Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalona stevana stevana stevaga taranyate. Not by jnana, knowledge, not by yoga, not by mukti, but by bhakti, by chanting Harinam, Harinam. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. It'll give everything. It's the essence of all Vedic truths are found through the divine Maha Mantra, holy name.
A lot of gravity there. Jungle of sounds. The principal codes in the Shruti, the Vedas, are giving hints about the holy name of Krishna. Shruti means shabda, that which can be grasped by the ear, the sound form of the revealed truth which has descended from above. The Vedas naturally tell us that we can approach the supreme reality only through sound. Otherwise, they would be suicidal. If they do not say that by sound only we will attain the truth, then what is the necessity of the Vedas, which are only embodied sounds? So, if we can trace their real characteristics, we shall find that the principal Vedas say that by the cultivation of sound, we can attain the Lord. So, we can come to understand this only through sound, shabda pramanam. Sound alone can deliver reality. The Vedas must say so, otherwise they will only be an ineffective jungle of sounds. Shruti means that which can be received through the ear, and that sound is absolute. The Shrutis have come to declare to us that through sound alone we can attain the highest end. The main codes, sutras, of the Shruti inform us. Nikila Shruti Mauli Ratna Mala. Mauli means, is that the right pronunciation, Maharaj?
Yeah, Mauli.
Thank you. Mauli means the principal scriptures. They are like so many gems or jewels forming a necklace. By their luster, the lotus feet of the holy name are being revealed. Just as while performing arati, we offer a lamp to show the deity form of the Lord more clearly to the ordinary people, The principal Shrutis are helping us to have this perception. By sound only, we can have the Supreme Lord. Rupa Goswami says that if we are more attentive to their meaning, we will find that the principal Shrutis are only trying to show us the lotus feet of the holy name. Just as during Arati, the ghee lamp helps us to see the figure of the Lord. We may have a general view of the deity, but with the help of the lamp, we can have a particular conception of the different parts of the body of the Lord. Similarly, we find that the principal Shrutis with their light are trying to show us the lower portion of the holy name of Krishna. They are leading us and helping us to have a conception of the remotest part of the holy name, a vague conception that the name is everything. Rupa Goswami says that those who are really liberated are all surrounding the holy name and offering praise and adoration. And he prays, "In this spirit, I take refuge in the holy name of Krishna." The real meaning of the Vedas is difficult to understand. Some people will say, chanting Hare Krishna is not recommended in the Vedas. Rather, sometimes Krishna is mentioned as the name of a demon. Why should we chant the name of Krishna? In the Vedas, Chandogya Upanishad 8.13.1, we find the verse, Shyama Chavalam Prapadye, Shavala Shyamam Prapadye. By the help of black Shyama, is it Shyam? So sorry.
Shama, yeah, Shama.
Okay, both is okay.
Yeah.
By the help of black Shyama, we shall be introduced to the service of white, Shavala. By the help of white, Shavala, we shall be introduced to the service of black, Shyama. What is the meaning of this verse? Our acharyas have explained that the absolute can be understood by the help of the energy and the energetic. Shyama means Krishna, who is blackish, and Shavala means white, Radharani. So by the help of Radha, we can have the service of Krishna, and by the help of Krishna, we can have the service of Radharani.
Mm-hmm. And interesting, because within the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, first Hari represents Srimati Radharani. Sometimes there are other interpretations. Hari is the name of Krishna who takes away. Some think or consider the name Hari Rama in the Maha Mantra is Lord Ramachandra, but we consider no. Radha Ramana Hari means the pleasure potency of Krishna. So Maha Mantra altogether is Radha Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha. So the divine Madhurya Leela conception. So Maha Mantra is trying to draw us to the most intimate relationship with the Supreme. So the most intimate and highest conception of relationship is Madhurya Leela. So Maha Mantra is extended, it will draw everyone to all the different stages of God realization, but specifically Maha Mantra we're chanting is wanting to draw us to that, to Vrindavan, where Krishna is loving and embracing us. Whereas in the Vaikuntha planets, actually it's awe and reverence. So even we can say the gurus in the line of Krishna consciousness, they're all representing sometimes Vishnu consciousness, sometimes other types of feelings or relationship. It's true. But the Vrindavan conception, Goloka, that's the place. That's where it's the supreme planet in the spiritual sky. So in India, you see many worshipping Lakshmi, Narayan, Vishnu, but you can't walk up to Vishnu and hug him. It's like, it's formal, it's divine, it's perfect, but it's more formal. It's servitorship. But Krishna doesn't care for that. He wants love. He's the more intimate. So you see, like, people have their awareness of God, whereas God in the Vedic perspective is wanting the most intimate connection with us as souls. So Krishna is always the center of the relationship. Krishna the baby, not like in the Christian they say God the Father, but we say Krishna the Son, and then the mother and the father are doting on that beautiful baby. That's like to have a baby, the perfection of a baby looking after is Krishna. Yes. So the ability to love in this world is there because Krishna has that loving nature. So as part and parcel, we have that nature. So when we feel loved, or we're reciprocating, moving with love, we feel happy because it's the intrinsic nature. The fuel of the soul is love, prema. But real prema, real love is love of God, love of source, love of reality. So what we think is often love, it's attachment to the construct or control, or it's attachment. So love, love is free, love is unconditional in the true sense of the word. In this world, we catch some shadow glimpse, mostly conditional here, you'll see, it's conditional. Whereas the divine is unconditional. But it will come, no doubt, amongst Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, practitioners on the path, the love for each other, that will deepen, that will become more golden spiritual. So the Maha Mantra is going to shift, shake, and awaken all these deepest conceptions.
I thought it was interesting that you mentioned like the father and son conception. Krishna's father, like he doesn't have a child. Just in relation to Christianity, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, so Krishna isn't the father. Krishna is always the center. We become the father or the son. We become the mother or the father or the friend. So Krishna always takes the central position. So he lives on love. So he wants the maximum position amongst the servitors. And as we love Krishna, Krishna loves us back more. So it's a divine loving dynamo. Actually, the ecstasy, the feeling of that connection will overwhelm. It will actually, we have to have a spiritual body. Even this body can melt. This body, literally, the physical body, can melt from that love of God. We saw this in Narottam Das Thakur. Yeah, this is why we have to have spiritual body, because the ecstasy, the vibration, the physical form can't maintain. And if symptoms are there, even Mahaprabhu himself, who was Radha Krishna combined, his body went into all types of contortion and ecstasies and horripulations and many things. So the physical body can manage something, but the full ecstasy, Mahabhav, Krishna Prema, and also the physical body becomes tired, so we have to lay down and rest. Spiritual body, you can go 24/7. Yeah. But still, this body will become spiritualized through the seva. It's true. You'll even see your physical form as you advance in bhakti. It will change. It will become more bright, more auspicious. Even the sound, your mental system, your field, even others they'll sense something's different about this person. It's a subtle shifting because the Atman, the gold, the heart, the consciousness is beginning to shine out. So you're now adjusting to reality. So wherever you move, other beings, they sense this person's connected with something very big, very deep. Just like, when you feel the sun everywhere, it's big, it's divine power, the sun. So the Aryan, the Vaishnavis, they start to awaken, then they're also a force of divinity. Like the sun is a force, the moon is a force. So when, like Prabhupada, he would move amongst the unconscious or the asleep, mass impact. Everyone like, something's going on. Because the wave, the auric field, the Shakti emanating is awakening, shifting, moving. The Dara of Krishna is passing through at different levels. So even students are moving at different stages. They'll have impact. Yeah, so many very auspicious things coming from this connection. So the bhakti field, it's a field of consciousness, touching, emanating, shifting, adjusting.
It's alive.
It's alive, yeah, it's living Dharma. Hare Krishna.
Sure. God through sound. So Rupa Goswami says that only a superficial study of the Vedas will frustrate us. But if we search with a positive mind by the grace of the sadhus, the acharyas, and the mahajanas, we will find that the principal shrutis are leading us towards the conception that the whole object of all the Vedic sounds is that central sound, the holy name of Krishna. There are so many sections of the Vedas that have come to distribute the tidings of the absolute realm, but there must be a center. So the principal sounds are all emitting light like a torch to show us that they have a central sound which represents the supreme whole, and that is Krishna. So many liberated souls are all around offering their respects to the name of Krishna, that central sound from which all Vedic mantras have come to give us some idea of the sound aspect of the absolute center. This is Rupa Goswami's argument. The branches of the Vedas are all sounds, and so many sounds must come from a central... So sorry, I think I'm using so in an adjective sense. And so many sounds must come from a central position. They cannot but direct one who has a proper eye towards that fountainhead of sound, saying, go, run towards that direction. In our source, you will find everything. We are all partially representing so many things, but we have a center, we have a fountainhead. Go in that direction and you will find that find the sound that can sufficiently satisfy you, and you may also be introduced to other aspects of that sound. The holy name of Krishna is most important. It is no less than Krishna himself. It fully represents the whole. Rupa Goswami says, "O holy name, I take refuge under your lotus feet. You are the grand central sound who has given cohesion to all the sounds in the revealed scriptures." And Sanatan Goswami, who is the spiritual master of Rupa Goswami, says, Maharaj, can I please ask you to take over?
Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupam Murare Viramitani Jadharma Dhyana Pujadi Yatnam Katam Api Sakrid Atam Muktidam Praninanam Yat Paramam Amritam Ikam Jivanam Bhushanam Me.
Thank you. Let ecstasy in the service of the divine name be victorious. If somehow we can come in contact with that sound, Nama Rupam Murare, then all our other activities will be paralyzed. We will have no necessity of performing any other activity. Our many variegated duties will have no importance to us at all if we can achieve the service of the divine name of Krishna. Dharma means the business engagement of the karmis or fruitive workers. Dhyana means retiring from this physical world and performing meditation from within, trying to exploit the internal world. Both of these are stopped, paralyzed by the ecstasy of serving the divine name. Could we just go over this dhyana concept, please, Maharaj? This exploiting the internal world is an interesting concept.
Yes, so dharma, so the jiva, so the jiva has, the soul has desire called kama, desire. And from desire comes karma, means action and reaction, because to fulfill oneself while you're embodied, you have to eat, sleep, maintain, have shelter, many things. So the general 4 stanzas of the Veda is Artha, Dharma, Karma, Moksha. So Artha means the economic system or machine. So we have to plant the corn, the potato, the sweet potato, the rice field. Artha, economic system. And from that many, marketplace, money, trade, so many things. Artha. Karma means the desire to fulfill, to attain acquisition. So the machine to attain it, then the objects so the fruit of the machine, which means now the rice, the prasadam, the acquisitions, the building, the system, society, the cities, all these things are part of the karma, artha, karma. Then dharma. Dharma is like, Dharma is the duty that everyone is sort of engaged in to like the natural system or duty, like varna, ashram. But varna, yeah, it relates to dharma, it relates to the, like the dharma of water, is that it's wet. So human being, like conscious entity, has to act, interact. It desires fulfillment. There is dharma. And so in that, there may be some connection with some spiritual, general spiritual consciousness that, okay, the sun, the moon, the earth is giving, so we give honor to that. So dharmic principles. And then from that comes mukti, the desire for liberation. So those who realize that fruitive activity has a limit, because death comes and action and reaction will end the transaction through death, or you become old, you can't have that facility, you can't work in the field. Then dhyana. Dhyana is like internal, retiring from the physical world. And dhyana yoga is meditation, wanting to sort of move in consciousness away from the cycle of birth and death. So it's like the yogic system, dhyana. But ultimately, through Mahamantra, Bhakti wants to stop everything and bring you to the source. So the reason for internal meditation is to transcend karmic bondage or the physical realm, because the physical realm also will end. So many yogis, they want to sort of prepare for the life after the physical departure of the body. But really, rather than exploiting the internal subtle consciousness, we know that the Vedas tell us the essence of where consciousness is really, what it's really wanting, desiring, or looking for is divine love. It's Krishna consciousness, bhakti. So dhyana, the yogis, they can also go to higher planets, but still on those higher planets, they don't have physical forms. They can have more pleasure and longevity of life, but still it's limit. There's limit there. It might be life at 10,000, 100,000. You may be a Brahma even, or live on Brahma's planet and live for hundreds of thousands of years, but still there is limit. So those beings exist in consciousness, subtle. So the Bhakti conception, the holy name, wants to retire all other systems and bring you to the source, the essence of all happiness, pleasure, ecstasy, sweetness.
Do you mind if I ask you to clarify, what would it look like to exploit the internal world? Still don't quite understand.
So the yoga systems are a type of exploitation. So you want to clear your karma, you want to move your consciousness, but you may not be moving it in relationship to God, but you're moving your consciousness to avoid bondage. So you've learned some subtle laws from the Veda in order to avoid bad karma. You know that if you stay in sattva, your consciousness won't be dragged by tama raja, mode of ignorance, mode of passion. So then in the yogic systems, many yogis may be impersonalists, they may not be bhaktas, they may not have love for God, but they're aware of the subtle science of by neti, by using their consciousness, they can move it to different places, destination. So it's still considered exploitation because they're still thinking of themselves and their pleasure in the upper system, in the higher heavenly realm, this realm, that yogic state. So, but the Krishna conception is the destination outside of the material Brahmanda, outside of the subtle conscious exploitation. So there's gross exploitation. There's also the wanting to attain the heavenly realms, the higher realms, Even liberation is also a type of exploitation because it's devoid of the desire to surrender to love. So it's always self-interested. To be a yogi means you're self-interested for your progress. So you're aware of certain law. You avoid the lower tama raja. So you exploit to find your happy position in sattva. But it's still separate from the divine, even though you are in a higher system. But it will be temporary and still reactionary because eventually your punya, your pious credit will run out and again you'll descend. So this is the word sansa means up and down, up and down. So bhakti is the final solution. Love will take you to your true fulfillment. So exploitation and consciousness to move in the subtle, to find higher happiness, still it will be temporary. So it's like this, you know how you have somebody is gross, you know, meat and drink and drugs, and someone else will exploit by fine Beethoven and fine dining and maybe even sattvic food, vegetarian food. They live like yogi lifestyle. So, but it's still separate from service to the divine. They live longer lives. They have a finer type of experience in the mortal realm. So yogi is also like this, but it's temporary. You see, God is not in the connection there. So even though yoga, see, the essence of yoga is relationship with Krishna, but many yogis, they have some awareness, but it still may be self-interested. So they exploit within the subtle conscious realm to find their destination. Just like another example, a yogi can create their own planet. That means if we can be trained to do that. But then on that planet, are you going to be worshipping Krishna and having devotees there? Maybe not. You're living in your own happy state of sattva. So bhakti is coming to the source of all fulfillment. So it is true in the higher planetary systems, the pleasures there are higher. It's more subtle, it's mystical, you could say, but not devotionally mystical. There is mystical feeling, there's sattvic feeling, but it still has its limit, higher planetary system. Compared to here, it's true, the pleasures there are way higher. You can become addicted to that, no doubt. The demigods are, but it's still temporary and reactionary because it has limit, time. So as bhakti is giving you the chance to be connected forever in love. Bhakti Shakti, Prema Bhakti Jahavati. So the demigods want to come here from those higher states. Even high level yogis want to go from those high 100,000-year states to the earth to take shelter under great masters here on the earth planet to get bhakti, because bhakti is outside of, it's even higher than the higher systems. So what we are connected to here, this is heavy weight. This is PhD of theism. This is king of yoga. More than. That means big, you know, very powerful beings from upper systems want to come to the earth at this time to get chance to be awakened in bhakti by the conduits of bhakti. So when Prabhupada's giving his darshan, it's not just human in front of him, or Srila Sridhara Maharaja, Srila Govinda Maharaj. Many entities are moving in the subtle around these beings to get their development. Because Krishna consciousness, this is you've hit the jackpot. There's nothing high. It's the highest of the high. It's really like that. It's miraculous. Maha mantra. All the great sages, rishis, they're all in awe. Shiva himself, who lives outside of the matrix, Lord Shiva and Parvati, they're in full like awe of the great Vaishnav Aryan masters, like Prabhupada, Srila Sridhara Maharaja. It's true, this level is off the Richter scale.
Guru Maharaj, I have a question. Like in India, we have so many yogis are here also. So like some of the yogis, they are meditate on Lord Shiva, but like some yogis, they are meditate on Krishna. But like why there's a confusion about it? Like what is the superior part?
So Shiva is a demigod. So ontological means stages. The yoga ladder, there is a ladder in many stages. Bhakti is the top rung. Bhakti, as given by the great lineage from Krishna himself, takes one to the top of the ladder, love of God, Krishna Prema. So all yoga systems ultimately, depending, some will ultimately bring the soul to Vishnu conception, Krishna conception. If they're sincere, because see, whatever stage they attain, if their teachers and masters say, oh, there's also more, there's more. Just like I know one follower of Maharishi Yogi, he privately asked Maharishi Yogi in the 1970s, if I really want full enlightenment, perfection, where should I go? Can you show me what that is? And he said, no. He was honest. He said, no, whatever I can give you, that's not sufficient. If you really want everything, full, enlightenment, you go to Swami Prabhupada, the founder of the Western Krishna consciousness movement. He'll give you everything, because the essence of Veda. So even the Westerners we see who have come into the great teachings of Prabhupada, they're still in a maturing stage. There are many stages they have to pass through in their development. So we know what that development is because we now are reading this from Srila Sridhara Maharaja, the fine-tuning, the maturing of the Bhakti path, Prabhupada, Sridhara Maharaj. Yeah, so Bhakti is very deep. There are many levels in Bhakti, realms within realms, revelation. So someone is chanting Mahamantra at one stage, someone else is chanting Mahamantra and having a very different experience. When Prabhupada was chanting Mahamantra, that's different from even his disciples chanting Mahamantra. Same Mahamantra, but one is Sudanam, other is Namam Aparad. It's mixed, it's still conditional. Like you'll see, there are many types of sadhaka, means practitioner, and you can sense why I have this experience with this particular person in devotion, and then I mix with others and it seems very different because stages of consciousness, promotion. So sadhu at many levels also. So we are fortunate because the king of sadhu, the heavyweights, have come 65, 77, 77, 88, 88, 2010. And then now we're trying to continue. So who is fortunate, they will be given the continued legacy of that Dhara. It's mystical. It will be maybe hidden for some, revealed to others. But one thing that you will know in its presence, you'll feel shifting. You'll feel something very different. Like Jenna, if you reflect back when you first met Prahlad and the feeling you had, so those feelings stirred you, no doubt, and have actually, they've brought you to where you are, to this moment. But feeling is commanding everything. Like if we were to ask Dale, so why this? Why, there's so many gurus, teachers, paths. Why? What is it? Sometimes it may be that we come, we see, we find, we conquer, or we accept. But there's a marketplace of so many things. So everyone is presenting a different feeling. You'll have a different feeling. And so it's true that what comes through bhakti, it's something else. It's something inexplicable, is a word I used some years ago. Explicable, it's inexplicable. It's deep. Krishna.
A fun tangent. Shall we go on?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're on 167 for anyone following along. Ramanuja sect worships Lakshmi Narayan in the mood of opulence and veneration in Vaikuntha. By the ecstasy of the holy name, that will also be stopped. One who gets the real grace of the divine name of Krishna will retire from all phases of these different kinds of worship, namely Varnashrama Dharma, or social duty, dhyana, the internal meditation of the Gyanis, mental speculators, and yogis, and puja, the opulent worship of Vaikuntha after liberation, which attracts the followers of Ramanuja Sampradaya. The holy name will take us to the perception of Goloka, Krishna's own abode, where we will have to completely retire from all these other phases of our divine life. We will have to retire from any work, even if it may be done for Krishna. We will have to give up internal meditation and calculation, and even puja, worship in awe and reverence. The holy name will stop all these tendencies, and we will find so much sweetness in chanting the name that we won't be able to give attention to anything else. When we really come in contact with the sound aspect of the Absolute, then all our other enthusiastic endeavors and functions will be paralyzed. We will be unable to attempt them. We will take to the name only. Then, when the name allows us to perform other services again, we will be able to do them. The name has such power, such a high degree of potency, that it will stop all other branches of service and charm you.
Krishna, the Maha Mantra, the whole path of bhakti, we are being transcendentally charmed. And you must know that the charm of this path, you're dealing with the deepest magnetic charm. No entity can resist Krishna because they're part of Krishna. When Krishna, no doubt there can be some attempt to separate, but Krishna is so attractive, so charming, that everyone is like bamboozled. Love, like so much love. Love is emanating. It's inconceivable, but interesting. Charm. Krishna is the divine charma. Krishna, the word Krishna means all attractive one. So he's all attractive. So Maha Mantra is Krishna. This is why this Maha Mantra is, in any time, place, or circumstance, if you connect and chant Hare Krishna, it will have its impact. Anytime, you middle of the night, anytime, just chant on the bead. It will give protection, potency, inspiration, clearance. It can rid everything. It's God himself in divine sound. Actually, when the Christian prayer is there, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If enough human in this plane chant Maha Mantra, that this will be returned back to kingdom of God. In that sense, it'll be restored back to its natural harmony, and the demigods and higher beings will commune, will come here like they used to. It's true. Gurudev hinted at that. So, made so easy for us in the Kali Yuga, Maha Mantra, 16 syllable, but necessary to receive Maha Mantra in the proper current. It must be from Goloka. It can't be tampered with. It has to be a living current from the lineage. When Gurudev gave me Maha Mantra, the bead, right, in London, and I put my hand out, I gave him a donation, and he gave me the bead. Then straight after, he gave me the Maha Mantra. Then he quoted this verse, Yajjara charite sristas tattareva taro janaha sayat pramnam kurute lokas tadanavartate, which means whatever action a great man or woman does, common men follow. Whatever standards they set by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So dive deep and surrender to Maha Mantra, and the world will follow you. That was the meaning of that sloka. So every disciple, every student, as that verse is applied, and that's given. If you surrender to this, you'll be a conduit to create whole worlds will be conquered. Look at Prabhupada, his contribution. The West is forever changed now. It's already in process, and Srila Sridhara Maharaja contributing, Srila Govinda Maharaj, other gurus. But the West will be changed. It's coming. It's inevitable. The wave it's already started. See, even Christ at his level, the impact over 2,000 years, it's had its impact. So Vaishnava Charya, this level is even beyond Christian level. So it's true, we may come again into a golden age on the planet through Mahamantra. So, have trust this, have faith. Faith or no faith, you'll see anyway, it will unfold. And it's just up to us whether we want to be part of that shift. But the shift is coming anyways. You'll see many will just start moving around you and going, this is it. Every being is searching for this forever. Since time immemorial, we're wandering realm after realm after realm, searching. So now Krishna has come in the form of Mahamantra in the Kali Yuga. So the West it's under construction. A new order, divine order, is being forged as we speak. The old order is not working. It's contracted. It's under the influence of Saguna. So now we have chance to connect with Nirguna, means outside of the matrix, spiritual. Everyone is searching for this. Everywhere, always. Just they may not realize. But once they are exposed, then they'll go, oh, this is what I was searching for. This is deep. This is sweet. This is beautiful.
It's so enchanting to hear you speak, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Gurudevs. Look, I want millions of ears saying, so I can hear more.
Would you like to take this chapter? Would you be happy to read, Maharaj? It's okay.
Yeah, okay, yes. I want millions of ears. In the writings of Rupa Goswami, we find this verse, Tunde Tandabani Ritim Vitanuti Tundavali Liptaye Kana Korora Kadambini Katayate Kana Budebhyaha Spriham Chitaha Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sapendriyanam Kritim Yojani Janita Kiyadvir Amrita Krishniti Varna Davaye. When the holy name of Krishna descends and captures the tongues and lips, it controls them so strongly that it engages them in chanting the holy name as if the lips and tongue had gone mad. And this way, the power of the name descends in them, and one feels that only one tongue and one mouth are not enough. Thousands of mouths are necessary to taste the name. Then the holy name of Krishna enters the air with such a great force and current that the ears are captured, and one thinks that only 2 ears are insufficient. He wants millions of ears to attend to the sweet current entering the ears. 2 ears are nothing to him. He wants millions of ears. The nectar of the holy name is coming like a flood through his ears, pushing its way within the heart. It is so sweet that as it goes to capture the heart, the center of all senses, everything is paralyzed. Whatever that sweet aggressor touches, the whole thing is captured with such intensity that everything else is ignored. So this is the deep reflections of a perfected Siddha Mahapurush. This is like the founding guru of after Lord Chaitanya. Rupa Goswami is expressing this. So he's living, when he's chanting Mahamantra, it is Krishna in full revelation in his mouth, in the ear. So this is coming for us also. But many stages in that development to Sudanam, to the pure name. Whatever the sweet aggressor touches, the whole thing is captured with such intensity that everything else is ignored. Rupa Goswami writes, I don't know, I can't say, I fail to express how much nectar there is in the holy name of Krishna. These 2 syllables contain so much sweetness and such a high quality of sweetness. And this sweetness is so aggressive that it captures everything. This verse is found in the Vidagdha Madhava, written by Srila Rupa Goswami. In his book Saranagati, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained the Namastakam, 8 prayers in glorification of the holy name, written by Rupa Goswami. The whole thing is described there very beautifully. He writes, "My heart is just like a desert, hot with the rays of the sun. This is my internal mental condition. The desire for mortal things cannot satisfy me because by nature they are death-producing. And not 1 or 2, but thousands of such death-producing desires have taken shelter in my mind. So my subconscious region is always burning. This is my condition. But somehow by the grace of the sadhu and guru, the holy name of Krishna with its infinite prospect has entered through the holes of my ears and reached the plane of my heart. And there was some peculiar hope." It is true, it's some peculiar feeling that comes. This is the language they're using, these masters. With infinite auspicious possibilities, it touched my heart with a new kind of nectar. We're being charmed, like captured, but captured by the absolute. Peculiar, inexplicable, sweet, beautiful, transcendental, ecstatic, nourished. The English language doesn't give enough words to express. Ecstasy of the name. New hope is aroused by that sound, then by force it comes from the heart towards the tongue. Not that by the endeavor of my tongue I am producing that sound, no. What came from the heart of a saint through my ear entered my heart, and that forcibly appeared upon my tongue began to dance. That is the holy name proper. It descends from above. It cannot be produced by the material form of this tongue. Its source is above. And through an agent of the absolute, it comes through the ear to the heart. From the heart, it gathers some sympathy. Then the holy name of Krishna forcibly appears upon the tongue and begins to dance. With great force, it comes to the end of the tongue, and that sweet sound begins its dancing. The real effects of the divine name have been described here. It is a living and real name. The voice will be choked up. There will be shivering in the body, and the legs will be unable to stand. Sometimes tears will flow in a current on the body, and one's hairs will stand on end. Sometimes changes of color will be found in the body, and we will be unable to find any trace of the mind or consciousness. We may fall in a swoon. The whole body and mind will appear as if it is being attacked, shivering and influenced in different ways. Apparently, it may seem that so many troubles are created in the body and the mind, but the real heart is overflowing with a particular kind of strange, sweet juice. Hare Krishna. So this is Srila Sridhara Maharaja, you see. Look at the, this is an inconceivable revelation expression. Prabhupada was saying to us as Westerners, you have to go there to get further depth, insight to this process. Sometimes one thinks, I am in an ocean of nectar. My whole existence is within an ocean of nectarine liquid. I am beside myself. I can't understand where I am. Where am I? What is this? What is all about me? It has almost made me mad. Am I a madman or a madwoman? Where is my past experience? Where is my seriousness, my gravity? Where are they? What am I? I have been converted wholesale by a foreign thing. I am a doll in the hands of a great force, which is also affectionate to me. I can't ascertain how it is possible that by my faith I have entered this great, unknown environment, unexperienced before. And at last I find that I am captivated. My entire being, within and without, has been captured by a particular sweet force. I can't help being prey to such a sweet power. I can't give. Sudarshan, you can continue to read. It's like, but loud and clear, because it's being recorded. I need to have a little break.
I can't help being prey to such a sweet power. I can't give any proper description of this. I came to take shelter under him and accept him as my guardian. Now at his hand I am being dealt with in such a great merciless and despotic way. Still I feel that everything is very pleasing, beyond my experience. What is this? I can't resist anymore. I am fully captured. Let my fate go anywhere. I can't come out. I am a captive in the hand of the sweet friend. My whole independence is gone. There is no way left to me but to surrender. I am unable to describe my real position. I find that he is an autocrat. Whatever he likes to do, he will do. Since it is not possible for me to give any resistance, I must surrender. Let me also cooperate with whatever he is pleased to do. Otherwise, what can I do? I am helpless. Sometimes I find that sweetness of the name is condensed like a blossoming flower, and very wonderful streams of sweet current are flowing from it. The holy name contains so many sweet, variegated forms of the current within him, and is wonderfully expressing himself in different ways. Sometimes he emanates a peculiar type of color and figure and disappears. So many charming aspects are shown as if to my eyes within, that he forcibly takes me to surrender at the foot of that altar. He shows himself in full-fledged form in Vrindavan, in his Raja Leela with Radharani, and he takes me there. I find that I am in the midst of his peculiar, very sweet and loving paraphernalia. And he says, you see, I have so many wonderful things. This is your home. I'm not merely imagination, but concrete reality. You will find here that the environment is very favorable and sweet, and you are to live here. I see that he is dealing in different ways with his associates in different races, and I find that I have another body that has emerged from the previous one, and that has a permanent place here in the service. Such a new life I find here, and then I find ultimately that consideration of my past life and experience has vanished. And it is true, my real life is here. It is the proper, and that was a sham. That life has vanished.
So one life, what the life who and what you think, or how you've referenced, or how you perceive yourself, that will gradually vanish. It will dissolve. So this is we're emerging into a concrete reality of our eternal existence, our eternal identity through this path. On the surface, even what is to come for all of us is so deep, so vast, so oceanic, so mystical. But it's given in installments. So we perceive bhakti, the path, in one way, 1 month. The next month it can change. It's like, it can accelerate or deepen. So yes, the students that are ready, or then more things are shown, revealed. The Mahamantra wants to transform us, shift us, bring us into higher states, no doubt. Every being is searching for this, but the free will is there, you see. So Krishna, he'll enter anywhere where there's a little openness in the heart. But also free will the desire not to love and to remain asleep, he won't interfere. It's like, okay, as you like. You can live identifying with my external energy, and you can wander again inside the magic theatre, playing so many different roles. But if you chant this Maha Mantra, you'll come to your real role, your eternal role. The real you can emerge if you choose. So Krishna comes to charm us, come back home, back to the spiritual realm. This magic theatre, which you've lived in for so long, wandering higher planet, middle planet, lower planet. Many, many roles we play, and some of those roles are very scary because death and birth and disease, all of that is part of this system here. So the spiritual world, none of this exists. It's all harmony, all beautiful, all sweet. So, yeah, back to home, back to Godhead. Maha Mantra. It's the land of where every movement is a dance, every word is a song, every day is a transcendental festival. So, yes, you know.
And there's no, also no past or future in that place, Maharaj.
Yeah, it's you live in the eternal now. It's true, actually, in the presence of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Sridhara Maharaja, Srila Prabhupada. We always had this strange phenomena of feeling like, what happens to the time? Seems like we go into some timeless realm when we come into their field. And why that happens is because they're living in that state. So time doesn't exist there for them. They're living in the eternal consciousness. Time is something that exists here, but it's conspicuous by its absence in that realm. Time is an illusion. You're eternal. So it's like, welcome to now. Stay in the now. Are you here with us? Because in the now, there's nothing. There is no past, there's no future. And so in the now, in that state of liberation, then do some seva. Prepare yourself in awakening in your love for the higher Radha Govinda. But truth by installments. Everything will come as we're ready, as we become more qualified, as we become more sincere. We'll be ushered to different classes in the Transcendental school. It's true, there are many classes, many classrooms. So, but all of us are very fortunate that we are bathing in the direct darshan of Siddha Mahapurush Vaishnava. So when Srila Sridhara Maharaj was speaking this and creating revolution in the 80s, and all of those devotees were, then he's speaking that now to us. We can have the non-different experience. Prabhupada also, it's like if you see that Rath Yatra when Prabhupada, 74 Melbourne, I think I said that to you, Jenna, today. So that's a portal. You can enter and feel, because that vibration is in that city that you live in. He walked those streets, your streets, that transcendental spaceman, and left that consciousness there. And so for some, you can tune into that and yeah. So yeah, where the West has been blessed, these great souls have wandered outside of India to these realms where there is so much contraction in consciousness, animal killing and power play, and bringing just golden love and light and the higher, So many things charmed us, the dress, the incense burning, and the vegetarian, vegan, the sattva, the loving nature. It's love. All you need is love. The loving capture. The acharyas carry Krishna with them. That's what's happening. That's why it's like falling in love, actually. Krishna consciousness is the process of falling in love to the Supreme, the teaching. So you can love the teachings, you can love the path, you learn to love the prasadam, the Maha Mantra, you learn to love the devotees, because all aspects of it is bringing you upward. It's all wholesome, it's all taking us to better and better.
Maharaj, could you please repeat that quote about the transcendental party every day? How does it start?
Yeah, every word is a song. This is a verse from the Brahma Samhita. I'm actually going to find the Sanskrit for you right now because it's beautiful. I actually chant the Sanskrit from which this comes from. Here we go. From the Brahma Samhita. So Brahma Samhita text, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every gait is a dance, every movement is a dance. So this is the movement of the soul, dancing in Krishna consciousness. Here we go. This is the verse. I'm going to chant it now here for you. Just have to find the verse, Brahma Samhita. No, it's not that particular. So Brahma Samhita text, it's here. Shreya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpataravo Drama Bhumis Chantamani Ganamai Toyam Mamritam Kata Ganam Natyam Gamanam Api Vamshi Prayashaki Chidanandam Jyoti Paramam Api Tad Ashvatyam Api Cha Sayatra Shirabdi Shravati Shurabi Vyascha Sumahan Nimishadakyo Vavrajati Nahi Atrapi Samayaha Vaji Shveta Dvipam Tam maham iha galokam iti yam vidantashti shantaha shiti viralachara katapaye. Translation. I worship that transcendental seat known as Shvetadeep, whereas loving consorts, the Lakshmis, in their unalloyed spiritual essence, practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna as their only lover, where every tree is a transcendental purpose tree, where the soil is the purpose gem, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every movement is a dance, the flute is the favorite attendant, effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual living entities are all enjoyable and tasty, where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental oceans of milk, where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future, and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away, even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Kaloka only to a very few self-realized souls in this world. So Prabhupada used to quote that every day is a dance or transcendental festival from the Brahma Samhita. So it's a world wondrous, it's beautiful, it's the ecstasy, the feelings there, Gurudev used to say, are inconceivable. Inconceivable. And so where it's accessible to a few souls, but those few souls will expand, develop. The nature of the soul is Sat Chit Anandam. We are seeking total fulfillment in love. And Krishna is the source of that. So a loving relationship with the center and with each other in that divine state. But it's unconditional love. Here what we think is love is, it has limit. It's something because it's our nature, innate nature, but it only truly fructifies and becomes to its fullest zenith when it's in relationship with unconditional divine love. Yeah, that's why you see here it's everything moving and shifting and like, so it has limit. It has its, bubbles on an ocean. The love is limited here, whereas in the transcendental, through bhakti, it becomes unlimited. The cap comes off. You can overdose and overdose more. It's like the love reaches new. So Krishna has made it this way because he wants us all to be there with him. So we have separate play of thinking we're separate from Krishna. So therefore everything has limit here. So he's designed it this way. Hey, look, you live in the limited realm. I created the limited realm, but you can be with me in the unlimited. So choose the unlimited. Why are you there? Why stay separate? Surrender to me, Krishna, to God, to love, beauty. And the relationships with each other become surcharged. They become perfected in that realm. The deepest relationships you can have with other entities in relationship to bhakti. You'll see, like the impact of this, what bhakti is showing. It will have deep, it will forge deep into for the rest of this entire life. You'll be forever changed. And the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, until perfection. Like this, where Srila Sridhara Maharaja is saying, we are captured, we're captured. But that capturing is perfect capturing. It's the capturing of love, the capturing of beauty, truth. Many people are captured in this world, captured by, oh my God, captured by dark, captured by tama, captured by drug addiction, alcohol addiction, the gang, this, that. Many communism captures you, It's all lower. What? Be captured by the higher. That capturing is like perfect.
Was it Swami Prabhupada Maharaj that said once the jiva takes to bhakti, they're forcibly dragged to success?
Yeah, this is in the book Raja Vijay. It was something I quoted in my 20s when I was in the ashram, often living and traveling, because, I traveled to the United States and Britain and many places over many years. And I remember thinking always that after once having taken to devotional service, even you may, along the journey, you might think, I need to take a bit of time off and head back down to the pub for a couple of lagers, whatever the distraction may be. But you'll be dragged to success because nothing will compare. Once you've had a taste of that wave, nothing will compare. And that's the capturing, because once you've glimpsed that higher, everything else will be boring and stale. And you'll want to come back to that. I need that connection with that feeling. It's bhakti, it's chanting, it's the devotees, it's the prasadam. So it's, this is why even your expression, Jana, like there's something I felt and I'm still searching for it. And you were looking, you went here, there, and so it continues. Krishna is nothing compares. It's basically a Sinead O'Connor song, Nothing compares to you. So, Krishna. But then Krishna is very kind. He sends others to accompany us on that great journey also. That's his blessing. It's not just one or two. There'll be many that will want, that are ready. Their previous lives of development has brought them in this birth for that chance. So you'll not walk alone. You'll walk with many, many. And then blessed to have relationship. You'll walk with your own babies. They'll also be Vaishnavi, if that becomes part of the journey. So you get to love and cuddle little enlightened beings who are also here for the same purpose. Their progress, transcendence. So it's all harmonized. Gurudev used to say, Krishna's very kind. But it's true, after once experiencing that higher taste, Vishavini Vartante, Nida Hadasya Dehino, Rasovacham Rasopiyasya, Paramdrisvana Vartate. That higher taste, you'll be captured and you'll be dragged to success by your own feeling. Your own feeling will be, I should never resist this. Everything else is a distraction. I just want to stay always connected with this. And it's eternal, 25/7. You can be connected in this feeling, 25/7. It never has to stop. Actually, what's happening is we're gradually wanting more. We're like, we're becoming addicted to a new drug, Transcendental, the Krishna drug. So, but that, you can't overdose. That type of drug is perfection. It's to be addicted to bhakti, it's perfect. So from addicted to self-interested nature to God-interested nature, to be addicted to the service of Guru Gauranga, this is the perfection. Will take us back home. Our heart is drawn. That's why when so many are drawn, you know that it's the absolute. It can only be the center. It can only be Krishna that's doing this. It's his work. So the player playing the played. We've just allowed ourselves to be a little bit open. But many, there are many gurus, acharyas wandering through many worlds doing this work. This work is being done everywhere, rescuing the wandering lost souls and bringing them back to the enlightened, awakened state. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's a very joyous process. Sometimes there'll be different moods, sometimes very humorous and other times very sober. It's all very variegated, many types of feelings in bhakti. So many. But always miraculous, always mystical, always amazing. Hare Krishna. So shall I bookmark there? I think we can bookmark. I think we're up to this is proper and that was a sham, that life has vanished. Then the next is to start. Then I find the chanting, the holy name gives me new encouragement, a new prospect, a new hope. That's the next sentence for.
We'll
So any last reflections? And
I'm kind of overwhelmed in like a really beautiful, like lightening way. It hit me tonight.
That's good. Yeah.
Bhakti punch.
Yeah, Krishna's, it's very mystical. I remember when I was younger, I wrote a poem how, like what Sudhishan was saying about the nature of being dragged to success. It's almost like the marketplace. There are so many things on offer. So we have tried so many things. It's true. We've tasted so many things from different realms, worlds, experiences. But the Krishna stall, that's like, yeah, then your own experiences, you make the comparison, and then it's like, well, this, and then what's here, that's something else again. We especially could feel it. Like we knew that, like I had met many gurus, sadhus, over many, many years, Western gurus, sadhu. But when I came before Srila Govinda Maharaj, it was something again. It was, we've entered into, this is the sacred level. That level of Vaishnava, because there are many ranks and all at different stages of transcendence and all glorious. So that one thing you'll come into awareness is that there is glorious, more glorious, highly glorious, supremely glorious. Then there's the absolute. There are the sort of heavy weights. That level of guru is, there's not just human in the arena. There's beings from all coming in, like, and they're bathing in that like current, and being sort of adjusted, purified, moved. And that was, you know, Srila Govinda Maharaj. Because even the long-standing Westerners that were with Prabhupada, they knew, because they had been with Prabhupada, they could feel, oh, this is that level. And so it never stops, it continues, but sometimes it's hidden. It's hidden. If bhakti yogis at different stages get sidetracked through politics or power play, or they go into relativity in regard to the teachings, then it can be hidden. They may have to wait for the next birth to get that connection again. It depends. So different gurus, different levels of guru, different levels of student. It's cryptic. Krishna is shy, so he hides himself. He'll make his appearance where there's proper regard and love, then he cuts loose. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yeah, very interesting evening this evening. Some different type of feeling descended to us. It's true. Divine grace, no doubt. All by divine grace. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Yay. Well, look, have a beautiful dinner, you know, and we're looking forward to, you know, seeing you. And yeah, it's okay, whatever, you know, you might need to ground yourselves a little after this. That'll be okay. The world's still there, but sometimes I've had experiences where I've thought, oh my God, like, I'm not sure if I can ground. I would have feelings around Sri Gurudev where like days would pass and I was like, I'm sort of disconnected from the earth, you know, and consciousness, but then it would gradually settle. But those feelings are part of the adjustment. The Dara is adjusting us, shifting us. And then again, you'll be grounded, and then again, yeah. But it's all part of our movement and shifting into the higher nature, higher states. So the bhakti lata, the seed of consciousness, will start moving through different planes of consciousness. So you'll glimpse otherworldly states. Yeah. And many things. Srila Sridhara Maharaja said, you'll pass many realms, many earths, many suns, many stages on the way back to Godhead. Even gods, demigods, you may see many things. There are many things that the higher will reveal to us in time as we become more sincere. It's true. But it's the soul adventurer. It's a beautiful path, mystical, very deep, there's nothing like it. It's, yeah. And its essence, the path is love, divine love, ever well-wishing. Yeah.
Oh, we're so glad you're our shepherd.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavats.
You're all coming to assist and help me, you know. It's like I'm one small squirrel in a big forest, and you know, Gurudev is sending you all to assist and help. So it's not by chance. We're all meeting up to pursue the great path of transcendence together. Hare Krishna.
Dandavats. Sending love to everyone.
Jai Gurudev. Madhuranita, he's probably coming. Evening.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah. All right. Thunderbuts. Beautiful to see everyone. And yeah, let's meet up soon Thursday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right.